Hey everybody, welcome to the RocketGirl Show. I'm Belinda Sandor, also known as RocketGirl. Today we're going to talk about what gets in the way of your success. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to the RocketGirl Show. I'm Belinda Sandor. I'm thrilled you're here with me today. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, I'm the founder of the VA Connection, where I coach and mentor established and aspiring virtual assistants to create, grow, and scale the business of their dreams. And I work with my students in my free online community, my courses, and my coaching programs. So come on in, let me know where you are, I would love to hear any questions you have about this topic. You know, what gets in the way of your success? It's so vitally important that we pay attention to this. Now, today I'm going to be your host for the RocketGirl Show. This is my weekly live stream show that airs every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. And each episode is designed to be packed with useful information about what it takes to be a successful virtual assistant, whether you are just starting out or you've been in this for a while. So come on in and let me know where you're coming in from in the comments. We are streaming on Facebook. We are on LinkedIn. We are on YouTube. And soon we're going to be on X. We're having a little X issue today, but we'll figure that out. All right. So if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel, ring the bell so that you don't miss any of our trainings. We go live at least twice, sometimes more on our YouTube channel. And I was just looking, we have over 800 videos, so definitely check that out. Okay. So today I want to talk about what holds us back from having a thriving business, like what gets in the way. And, you know, you're not going to be surprised that a lot of it is between our ears. So let's jump into this. Okay. So as you know, I'm a virtual assistant coach and a mentor, and I spend a lot of time with my students. And a lot of what we talk about is mindset work, because I can tell you, you know, and I could tell you 4 things to do to have a business that works all the time consistently for the rest of your life. 4 things. And I could tell you in about 15 minutes how to have a successful business. I could list all the things you need to do. And if you go do them, you'll have a successful business. No problem. The problem is that we don't believe it. We don't believe in ourselves. We don't fill in the blank. We let things get in the way. We have excuses. We tell ourselves we don't have what it takes. We tell ourselves we don't have time. And really, if you want something to happen, that's just, you know, those are excuses. It's just stuff you put in the way. It's BS is what I was going to say, right? It's just stuff that you put in the way. And while, you know, all of these things that could happen, and all of these questions like, how much should I charge? You know, what if I need to take time off? Or what if they need me to do this and I don't know how? What if we spend all of our time there, we're not going to get any traction. How many of you get stuck there? You know, that you get stuck there with, you know, all the what ifs. And while those are valid concerns, I've really learned over the years that none of these fears, all of these fears will get in the way of building a successful business and creating the lifestyle that you want. And so the thing is that what really gets in the way is who we give our power to. And most of the time we give our power to someone else, right? How many of you give your power to someone else? We give it to, you know, the grocery store for charging too much money. We give it to the bank. We give it to the credit card lady who's calling to ask us for a payment. We give it away. And we give it away in so many different ways. And these excuses or these circumstances, if you want to call them that, are just keeping us safe. They're just keeping us safe. So here's how this works, okay? So, and this is interesting because if I had a job, when I had a job and my car broke down and I got upset about it, I might take the whole day off. I might say to myself, you know, I got to go to the mechanic right now. I can't go to the office. I'm too upset. I'm too distraught, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That could happen when you have a job, right? What happens if you do that when you have a business? You lose a whole day, right? You lose a whole day. So let's say you get home from work and you feel tired, and it's reasonable. It's reasonable to be tired. It's reasonable. I've been at work all day. I've been listening to people's stuff. I've been this, I've been that. So you decide to relax and binge watch Netflix. That's fine, except the excuse of being tired is running the show, right? Or let's say here's a good one. I used to do this a lot. You receive a letter about something, right? It's not urgent, and you spend the whole day trying to resolve it. Like, let's see. I had an example of this recently. I'm trying to remember what it was. Okay, let's say that you get a letter that your car needs to be inspected in the next 2 weeks, and you decide that piece of paper is like glued to your face, and whatever you had on tap for today, you were going to get that car inspected no matter what. You can't stand the thought of waiting until a time that worked better for you. You have to take care of it right now. Now, all of those decisions, depending on the lens of what you're looking through, might seem reasonable, right? They might seem reasonable. And these are all choices that we've made, right? We've all choices, but we've made. But the trouble is that when we surrender to everyday life, we don't get to have the extraordinary life we want, because everyday life is running the show, right? It's running the show. So it kind of goes like this. We have to learn how to shift our point of view with the circumstances. Like, okay, my car broke down while I was doing an errand. Instead of getting upset, I waited for the tow truck and brainstormed ideas for my email newsletter. You could do that instead, right? I got home from my job. I felt really tired. I didn't want to work on my business, so I made myself a healthy snack, went out for some fresh air, and focused on my business for an hour before calling it a day. That's what it takes, right? I received a letter in the mail that wasn't urgent. Instead of spending time on it immediately, I placed it on my desk to handle later. I put a note on my calendar so I didn't forget, and I moved on. Okay? There's never a convenient time to start a business. Never. And you're never going to feel ready. Ready is a feeling. It's so fleeting. And I'll tell you what, if you lined up 25 successful entrepreneurs or 25 successful virtual assistants and you said, did you wait until you felt ready to get into action? They would say, no. What are you even talking about? You can't do it that way, right? And I saw this analogy last night. I was watching some training videos, and it's like, here's a football field, and here's you on the sideline, and you think you're going to win, figure out how to have the winning touchdown when you're not even on the field. It doesn't happen like that. You have to fall. You have to get scraped. You have to learn. It's just part of it. It's just part of it. So you have to make sure that you are keeping your power. You're keeping your power of keeping your word, of staying the course. And I know how strong the pull is. So I decided that Chicken Village, where my chickens live, needed 5 plants. They're cat grass plants. They have these beautiful lavender flowers. And I decided I wanted to plant them now because when they come back in the spring, they'll be big and bushy and they'll fill this whole side of the coop. It's going to be spectacular. So I ordered them. They're on the dining room table. And fortunately, the instructions said, leave them inside for 48 hours. Otherwise, last night at whatever time, I would have been at Lowe's buying the dirt, buying the bricks, buying all the things I need to create this flower bed. But the truth is, I'm not doing it until Sunday. I'm not doing it until Sunday. And it's taking a lot of my willpower because I want to go get the bricks in the soil. That's what I want to do. But I have other things that I've decided in a calm place that are more important than doing that. So watch how you're letting yourself be pulled around by things and people and all the things. It's okay to say to someone who, like my husband, who comes to my office door and says, can you do X, Y, Z? To say, can we do it tonight at 5:30? He might say, I really need it now. Okay, then you may have a decision to make. But introduce the option, introduce the option of 5:30. Most of the time he says, sure, we can do that. Okay. And I stay focused. I stay focused on what I'm doing. And then we can come back to it later. Life is always going to throw you challenges, always going to throw you challenges. And it's not going to be convenient, but we have to decide, we get to decide how to handle it. Yesterday, we have a chicken, Lillian. She's living in our screen porch right outside my door. And I didn't realize how hot it was. it was really hot. The glass was not open as much as it should be with the screen. And she was kind of like leaning against the door. And she was panting. I could see, I didn't know she had like a little tongue in her mouth, but I could see it. And she was in distress. So I brought her in the house. It's 20 minutes before my VA school class, 20 minutes. Okay. So, and the chicken matters a lot to me, right? So I bring her in the house. I call for Greg. He looks at her. He's like, yep, we got to get her, whatever. So I get the popcorn bowl, the really big bowl. I put some water in it. I put the chicken in it. She calms, she stops panting. She actually relaxes in the bowl of water. She leans over on her side, like in a good way, and she's calm. I pick her up. I wrap her in a towel, and I hold her on my lap for study hall. It was fine. Did I get a little distracted? Yes, but I didn't cancel study hall because I had a wet chicken. All right. Now that is a silly example, but it's easy to see how I could have done that if it were my car got hit or I got a giant bill I didn't expect, or, all the things that are upsetting. So just remember, you are in charge of how you feel. You are in charge of what you do. Keep your power in yourself. All right. Don't give it away. Don't give it away. One more thing I want to talk about, this is something I was thinking about this morning, and it's kind of related to this topic, and that is when we stay stuck, wherever it is we're staying stuck, whether it's not exercising or not doing the thing to get our business going, or, fill in the blank, there's always a payoff. And this is a little twisted to think about, and I think some of you are going to be thinking like, what is she talking about? But there's always a payoff. If you don't start your business and you let it go and you let it go and you let it go, eventually you'll probably give up, and you get to be right that it wasn't the economy was a mess, or the presidential election got in the way, or fill in the blank, like all these external circumstances, when really it's inside of you. That gives away your power as well. So think about, and this might take you a whole day, a whole week, it might even take you a month to investigate and look at yourself and figure out, if you're stuck, what's the payoff? Like what do you get as a result? And to look at that and decide if that's worth it. Is it worth it or not? And what do you want? Okay, good. Yeah, Javon says the chicken is more important than the car for sure. Yes, the chicken. She was very sweet. So she sat on my lap. She was off camera, and then she started to fuss. And it was funny because she got comfortable right here. So I'm holding the chicken, and she had her head kind of like this, and she was very sweet, and she lasted the whole hour. And I think she was happy because she was in distress. I think she was happy to be held and know that she was okay. Chickens are very sweet, by the way. They're very sweet, and they have personalities for sure. All right. So reading my mind in every way. Hi, Suzanne. Yeah, it's important. We give our power away, and we do it quick. We're just like, we just give it away. All right. So I want to tell you about this brand new training. Okay. Talk about new things on the fly. So we have a training. It's starting today at 1:00. It's called the VA Business Launchpad. It is a very different training than we have done before. A lot of the concepts are the same, but the way it's presented is very different. It's starting at 1:00 today. It's going to be a 3-part series. I do not yet know how long the sessions are going to be, but they're going to give you everything you need. I decided that, we have these sessions, and they're an hour, and I'm watching the clock, and I'm talking fast. And I thought, you know what? I cannot jam everything that I know that I want to share with you about how to have a successful business over the 14 years that I've learned. I just had my 14th anniversary as Rocket Girl in 14 minutes. So I've written out what I want to talk about. I have notes, there are slides, and I'm going to talk until we're done. There's going to be a replay. We have this new page. It's called vabusinesshub.com. So check that out. This is where everything is happening. This is where the replays are. This is where the links are to watch the sessions. This is where you jump into the Facebook group. This is where you're going to post your homework. So everything is happening at the hub. I had so much fun with Mark creating this hub. I can't even tell you. I think my next career is going to be creating website stuff with Mark Tatro all day long, every single day. It's the most fun ever. All right. So check out this training, VA Business Launchpad. If you haven't signed up, do that now. We're starting at 1. And I'm excited about it. I have put a significant amount of time into it. And the thing that I'm excited about is that when I jump in today, it'll be the first time. And I'm not only excited to do it, but I'm excited for the improvements that I know I'm going to take away from it immediately. That's actually the most exhilarating thing for me a lot of times when I try something new, is to jump in, look at it, and say, oh my gosh, I could do this. This would be so much better. I could do that. And I'm excited for that as much as I am for the training. So if that sounds crazy, try that on for size, because that's how you create a successful business. Okay, good. Oh yeah, and Maureen, thank you. There's also a VIP experience. So if the VIP experience, when you sign up at the top of the page, you can sign up for $27. You'll have lifetime access to all the trainings. And you'll get an hour with me every day that we do the 3 trainings right after the session. So you can get your questions answered. We're going to be in a Zoom room. It's not like this where I'm broadcasting. It's in a Zoom room. We'll unmute and we'll have a conversation. And I think a lot of you that are here that are in VA school actually were part of the VIP experience. It's definitely worth it if you want to figure out if being a VA is for you and what is in the way. I'm happy to help you. Okay, good. So have a great rest of your day. Come join me at 1 o'clock and bring your excitement. Bring your curiosity, and maybe you'll learn something new or a new way to think about what you've been working on. Okay. All right. So again, I'm Belinda Sandor, also known as Rocket Girl, signing off for now. Bye-bye.